out in the street we used to meet. So we're going to talk activism today and how difficult it's been over the last 14 months. It's been a fucking nightmare, right? Because there is no hearings. There's no, I can't show up and do my work per se. By law, in many of these states, by law, not in fucking these corrupt, this is the most corrupt place in the world where I live. Utah? This new governor? Oh, he's dumber than dirt. Well, I shouldn't say dumb, he's ignorant as I could prove it to you. I was at the Bear River Massacre, and he showed up. This is right before his governor, and he spoke. Well, the reason we're here for the first time ever is this was Utah territory. Oh my good God. After Spencer videoed it. This was never Utah territory. What? This was Washington territory. This was never Utah territory. Franklin, Idaho was never in Utah. It was in Washington territory. That's not what we were told. I asked him about New Scale, the biggest corruption. I asked him about the West 12th Street freaking nuclear dump. They play dumb. And then you wonder why these lobbyists work these fuckers over. The guy got 34% of the vote. I like him, but he's dumber than dirt. You know, I asked Sean Rez, and I like Sean. I think he's I don't know. He just claims blissful ignorance. It's no wonder these lobbyists work these fuckers over. It's no wonder we get nowhere. It's like they stormed the Capitol, so we're just going to block everything online. I'll tell you something. My friend says these will be incredible collector's items many years from now to stop the steal signs. But the controlled opposition internet is completely... It's like Black Lives Matter. It's an unarguable fact. It is an unarguable fact that the Million Mass March started Black Lives. It's an unarguable fact. I was looking through some photographs of many of us in the group. Dead. Yet, now who started the Million Mass March? It's like basketball. So, this is important for you Puritans, for the activist community. Why basketball? Metaphorical. Indigenous people played basketball for many in North America. Oh, the Canadian put a basket. You'd obviously seen Indigenous people playing basketball. They played for $1,000. I want to tell all you people, you so-called... I remember being in Europe at the IEA and this German woman. Protect American Indigenous treaties. I says, what are you talking about? Have you ever been there? Yeah, I was there once. I visited with Helden Caldecott. She's from Australia. Why don't you tackle your own freaking problems here? Germany. She didn't even have a clue what she was talking about. She was trying to educate me. I'm like, I live in Utah. I grew up here. I was raised by these guys. I was raised by the Navajo. The Intermountain Indian School in Brigham said I should write a whole book about that. My mom worked there. I was there all the time. I knew the chief. I was Navajo. You know, the Brick Lane School, the furniture factory. I go on and on. Try to Google and try to find stuff. You can't find anything. It's amazing what they've taught us, what they've shoved down our throats. So, we'll talk This is important. March Madness on Balco. I was at that game. Bird Magic. Yeah, in Salt Lake. What? Go to the res, especially here in the Rocky Mountains. You ever been on the res and watched these games? You go on any of these reses. There's a basketball hoop in every driveway. Well, there used to be in Utah. Every single driveway. That's the Puritan. It's what they do. You know how good they are? You know how good those tournaments are? Oh, they're good. But, why don't you ever see any of them in college? We know what the university has turned into. I have an autograph poster of Billy Mills. I remember talking to him. Yeah. Gold medal. Was that 68? I remember talking to Tommy Smith on the phone. Dave Lewis, who died by accidental surgery, my close friend, the quarterback of San Jose. Me and him were friends And he says, well, I know Tommy Smith really well. Let's call him. I says, yeah. So what we've manufactured in this country right now, this Hiroshima, Nagasaki, to this fucking day. You ever seen those beautiful, the artwork that came out of Japan in those days? Start Googling it. It's hard to find, but it's there. Oh, it's disturbing, beautiful, hardcore. It's incredible. You ever see any in a museum? Ever? Think who runs the MoMA. I protest. Epstein? Debs? Black? All roads lead to Los Alamos. So, basketball metaphorically. It's like Dada, the art form. Where's your fucking soup can? Flip the tuna can. Gotta learn to go with that left. The first player of color in the NBA is Japanese. Descent. No, born and raised in Ogden, Utah. Played in, we were saying when he mentioned his fucking name. 2 national champs. 5'7", jump hook. Arnie Farron's still alive. I knew Vern Gardner really good. Vern taught school at Bonneville High School to pay the bills with his NBA rings on. From hard hats to crowns. They lie to us about everything. Everything. So Hiroshima, why not Fukushima? The dumb sheep will believe anything. So this is new out yesterday. So as the activist, Kevin, I can't show up to hearings. So I listen to a tremendous amount of hearings. Traveling, I'm on the edge. I always get just enough money to get a plane flight, maybe one night, but then I struggle. I mean, maybe it was that went to be. No big funding. All that goes to Caldecott, Busby, Gunter Shills, the, fake resistance, the controlled opposition. Oh boy. So, it's so important. The IEA, this is hungry fucking predator. Well, like Dunford calls them, serial killers. That's what they are. I protest at the IAEA when I'm so effective that the head attorney comes out and says, they want your grievances. You cause so much shit. Negotiated the black. I got arrested what I've been able to accomplish in Vienna, that's why I got my vax. The only reason I got a vax is because I have to have a vax card to travel and do my work in freaking at the UN. So Japan comes out and we want you to help us on, give us some advice on the water. There's no fucking water in those tanks. They've been fucking pushing water on those fucking, the Tokyo Fire Department. Frontline does a documentary, doesn't even report those guys. The first water being pumped onto those things was these guys. But they're all fucking dead. Not all, but a lot are. And, oh no, just coincidence, bro. Standing off free football. The sheep will go along with anything. Fucking hungry wolf in charge of fainting goats. America, fucking populist. Johnny got his gun! He's going to shoot the radioisotopes. Cancer's going to kill you. You seen the ecology? I like the Great Western Drought now. They declared a disaster now. Oh, we get some federal funds, but hi socialists. Hi socialists. All you right-wingers all over the fucking internet. When's one of you going to burn your fucking stimulus check online? I don't get no stimulus check. I'm not an ist. I'm not an ism. I'm not a capitalist. I'm not a socialist. I'm not a communist. I'm not a ism. Post-ignorance has no isms. I'm native, born on the landscape here. In tune with what's left of the landscape. Trying to be in symphony with my ecology. Not easy. It's amazing. So, we're going to go to the same people, the UN. Now, this is important. Told you that didn't hurt any of the locals. They're all fucking dead. The head of the UN, Amano, who I talked to personally, twice. Went to Japan a few times. Talked to him. You go there, Sandra and I, with our dresses and our activism. You go there, it'll kill you. Oh, he went. Oh, it killed him. I was there 2 years ago when he died. Everybody's like, oh, no, that's just coincidence. We don't know what he died from. How can... Of course you're not going to say. Oh, look it up now. Of course. Cancer. Cancer. That's what it does. It gives you leukemia. It gives you cancer. Fucking... I love Dunford's work, but when he goes on that rant that 1,800 diseases show up before cancer is bullshit. Those diseases are all around, but cancer shows up quickly. Oh, I know. Nobody knows about fucking more about cancer than I do. Go ask my fucking oncologist. Go, they're both anti-nukers. I watched them load my father in the body. But drafted Marine in the Nevada. Downwinders, never got a check. Fucking atomic veterans, never got a check. I grew up here in fucking Utah covering up the milk store. Nobody I know fucking hundreds and thousands of people died from fucking open air testing from fucking... My dad was human lab ratted in fucking Air Blast 1 and Air Blast 2 by the United States fuckhead government. The Department of Energy murdered him. Then I get it. The study that was supposed to be out for the atomic veterans' children. My foundation, I was working on PhDs clear back then at the University of Nuclearism. Weber State is the University of Nuclear. Thus the blackballing of Kevin Blanch. Nothing new. Go ask Fawn McKay Brody. Go ask Bernard DeVoto. Fucking across the wide Missouri on Balco. He's from Ogden. Yeah. Fuck. Ignorance fucking... the sheep will believe anything. Fukushima's proved it. The empirical evidence means nothing. Oh, coincidence. Just coincidence. Everything's coincidence. To fucking acute. That doesn't get it in science. First you hypothesize the knowledge. Then you do the fucking field work. But then you fucking... You defend your work. That's what it's true. They hand out PhDs like toilet paper. They're worthless. They're not PhDs. The academia fucking hoard them. What the university's turned into, the high school fucking model. It's important metaphorically because the natives believe Kobe Bryant was tapped into this. I remember Kobe Bryant's freaking, he's like, fuck you. College, what a sham. What a sham. They're going to exploit you. What? You want me to go be a college slave so they can make money on my back? I have the right to fucking gainful. Oh, I'm not smart enough, huh? By the way, university for the most part, you got to pick and choose. When you go into these, like Weber State School of Business I used to teach out, you go into that program, you will physically and mentally come out dumber than when you entered, especially if you graduate. He did this press conference, I think, in 5 languages, including Japanese. Kobe from the sea. Kobe's a Japanese word, means great. COVID-19. In Chinese, He didn't fucking go to... King James, yay! The great flopper, nothing but actors. The great Elgin Baylor has passed away. Back when those guys fucking made... When Elgin Baylor played, they made less than 3 times the average working class American. They usually taught school or had a side job. He coached the Jazz, by the way. So, now, billionaire baseball player? Abner Doubleday. Look up that lie. Remember we were taught Abner Doubleday? The Civil War fucking general? Who never fucking saw baseball in his fucking life, probably. Betsy Ross and the flag. He could not chop down that tree. Could not tell a lie. I always go back to Grant. I'm evolving into, because I'm a big Michelangelo guy. I love that dude. But as far as the American art, of course, Warhol and fucking he mocked it all. Fucking Deschamps, New Descent. So you go back to the soup can all the way. You go back to the Dada movement. You go back all the way. You go run into Elsa Platz with her soup can. She called Marcel Duchamp Mars. It was her. But you take it a step. You get into her. It was indigenous. They did all kinds of crazy stuff. That thing where it blows off my head, I'll post that picture if I can find it. That I did the other... Right here on this sacred house. I used to play in the wigwams. I understood the thesis at a very young age. I understood that they mass murdered those people. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Because I had good teachers. And my teachers, and I remember I was a teacher. It was T.O. Smith's wife. It was my 2nd grade teacher. And I was one of those. I was touched. I had all kinds of issues. But she got me. She helped me. She says, Kevin, here, I want to show you this book. She found me this book in our little library at West Weir. I went the Frank Lloyd Wright, Leslie Hodgson masterpiece. The only British school, fucking most beautiful. But do you know they tore it down? Well, they would have never got away with it if I was in the bone marrow transplant. They pulled a lot of shit when I was in the bone marrow transplant, including selling off Weber State's radio signal. All this because they had no resistance. Because the dumb sheep believe anything. They'll believe anything. It's just like right behind Western Zirconia. Oh, there's no fucking nuclearism going down there. There's no corruption there. I find the fight. This is a great story. This is Kevin Blanch's activist. I stopped at Slackwater here, which I don't go in. The only reason I stopped in there, the one kid who bartends in there is from Oregon, and he's a fishing family, and I get a lot of good information from it. I stopped in there to have a beer, and this kid's sitting there, and he recognized me. He says, "Oh God, you're Kevin Blanch." Yeah. What's up? He says, "Well, I'm from Colorado. I'm just here in Ogden working. I work for the Air Force." "Oh, yeah? Where are you working?" "Little Mountain, Utah." "What?" Oh, I perked up. I says, "Oh," I started picking his brain, and he'd been drinking too much. You know, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "Well, the Air Force, Little Mountain, you're dealing with nuclear waste out there. Something's up there." "Well, I ain't supposed to talk, but yeah, we're cleaning up the trench." "What trench?" "The nuclear waste. It's secretly cleanup." What? I thought there was no nuclear. The Mox Fuel facility out there. I used to get fucking. I remember the helicopter chasing me out of there when I was a kid. My dad's like, "Ooh." Radioactive with Hunter's Point, the corruption here, but they don't care. The FBI, I guess. Well, look at the storming the Capitol. These dumb sheep, but West, I mean, they all work there. I says, "You're the nuclear cartel. You know, they're bankrupt. West, fucking, just, the World Bank bailed them out. Trump bailed them out. The fucking, God, these bailouts that are going on now, I mean, I can go, it's disturbing. Fucking, it's all metaphorical. You go back into native cultures like the coastal natives. I do a lot of work with the Chumash. I do a lot of work with the Kumeyaw in San Diego. I have my whole life. I mean, Yoga Park, well, I'll be, you know, I'm getting ready. I'm planning my trip. I was going to go yesterday. I just don't have enough money. I mean, it's all timing. You know, I had to skip my 60th birthday. We're going to do it Nick's last year, remember? I did 60 push-up. Well, I'm going to do it this year. I mean, so much to fucking deal with in my head. This is so important. Metaphorically. Kobe Bryant said to a trainer at Weber State, they still do have a legendary training program there, who was one of his personal trainers. He told me years ago when I worked for Coach Baglin, Arsenault and the crew, you know, for free, did all that work. You know, I had so much money then. I didn't give a fuck. I was such a self-made guy, you know. I've always given myself away. Isn't it amazing how sport will tell basketball? Basketball will tell the tale. Now, Ken Burns did his documentary on baseball, 9 Mirror, but he really lost his way when he won at 11. He drank the fucking Kool-Aid. You know, the 13th inning, but basketball will tell you the tale of culture before it happens. Look at March Madness going on right now. It's funny how it's playing out because of culturally we're flipping the field somewhat, you know, on the so-called giving the peasants a $1,400 freaking thing, and you know, but the monarchy's still there. All the number one seeds are still there, right? One of them isn't. It will tell the tale before it happens. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was killed, what, 2 days before they announced the pandemic supposedly arrived in the United States, which is all a lie. It's like the blood. Elizabeth Holmes. Having my baby, what a lovely way of getting out of a prison sentence. Now, remember the people that you could send your stool in, I think. They've been arrested, but will they ever get charged? I mean, they'll always arrest them, they bail out. Elizabeth, I was in the bone marrow transplant. She murdered so many people. You know, people used to come into that unit and say, well, I got a blood test, and their blood tests were what? That's what we rely on. When you're fighting cancer, you rely on those blood tests. Oh, big time, because you can only have so many bone marrow biopsies that go in the hip. They're fucking intrusive. They're nasty. I've had 13 of them in my hips. I got scars all over the back of my fucking hips. You know? They're vicious. They rely on these blood tests. It's just all lies. The fucking lie. Invade the Capitol. Wind up the useful idiots. All these guys sitting in, but the fucking people that want fucking Roger Stone. Oh my God, what a freak that dude is. I mean, these same players will go on forever. I mean, Trump fucking sitting eating his fucking, You know, food is fucking, he's laughing at all of you. He fucking used you up. He's been doing it his whole life. They all do it. Obama. He's laughing. Him and Bruce Springsteen to get, make you sick listening to his fucking voice. The cover up of Fukushima. That fucking piece, that's one of the greatest killers in human history, Barack Obama. He killed more people than Bush would do. Fucking Fukushima, the cover up, that piece of shit. His mother a downwinder. Mike Lee's fucking dad dies of this. Fucking, how about fucking sliding with that piece of shit Biden? Bo Biden got white phosphorus sprayed all over him. They sprayed white phosphorus. He died from nuclear. From nuclearism, killed him. I sit with these guys in the fucking LDS. I give myself, you don't even know my fucking activists. I give myself away my whole life. It's the right thing to do. I was taught that way, which I always think about my cousins and my brother. None of them do it. I don't know it, but my grandparents required it on both sides. The Mormon socialists that raised me. I guess they didn't pay attention. Or they just don't care. It's like somebody says, well, where'd you learn all this? I sat next to you right in fucking school. They just go along with the winning fucking team. Because they're selfish, greed. The Navajo says humans are inherently born evil. The Shoshone don't believe that. Navajo were right. Beverly Massacre on Balco. I mean, Blakemore shows up there this year when there's COVID. When it's ravishing there, fuck, they shouldn't even have had it. I can't do my stuff. I mean, I will. I'll get back. There's been no hearing, so I've been doing it all online. I participate in a lot of stuff online. You wouldn't believe how much work I do. That's why I'm always at the university. I'm tapped in because I can, I have some connections there still, and I can use that software and fucking, IT protect my fucking site somewhat used to. It's all culturally significant. The lies, I mean, I'm going more to Grant Wood all the time. Grant Wood got cancer same age I did, leukemia, and died. How good was he mocking this? Mocking it. Lori and I always wanted to get married when I was young. I always told myself, when I get married, I'm going to get married there in front of that church right there. It was the only thing there in Carlsbad. When I was a kid, I used to hitchhike up and one of these girls would pick up. God, they would talk about sexual predators. They were. I look back on it. Oh my God. Talk about. Her and I do that with the pitchfork there. American Toxic. It's such a beautiful, magnificent piece of art. We did it twice. Such important work. Yet they're going to squash us on the internet. They're going to kettle us. The American populace doesn't want the truth. They won't demand the truth. They don't give a shit about the fucking truth. Fukushima I would have never believed it. When Fukushima happened, I was in that fucking Nevada Energy Solutions dump site protesting the Italian waste coming in. Mike Lee bringing it. Well, and this is years later, he says, I just found out my dad was an Outlander to me. What, fuck, Mike? Your dad died young. Come on, get fucking with the program. Fucking Spencer Cotter, governor, lives in southern Utah. Get with the fucking program. Nobody got fucking checked. That's all bullshit. My dad nuked to death, atomic fucking vet, fucking murdered him. There's a monument at the fucking cemetery, but I never got 5 fucking cents. I never got 5 cents. I got a bill for $1.8 million. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid while I'm dying of cancer when his fucking dirty Governor Herbert's dad died in the bone marrow transplant. I'd go on and on and on. Fucking Barack Obama. His fucking own mother's a downwinder. He didn't give a fuck. Because they're ignorant. Bo Biden died from fucking brain cancer from being nuked. They nuked their own man. I'll tell you how pathetic. I'm staying with Matea Benjamin, and if she's a Greek goddess, what the fuck is son of Cassandra Kevin? And I love her work, but we're being interviewed. We're talking, her husband took those families right as they announced the fucking AP called the election. That's where I was at with her. It's incredible stories because the natives believe this is all fucking connected. I've proven it over and over and over because I'm tapped in. I mean, I see it before it happens. Kobe, you ever been on the res and watched a basketball game? You ever been? When the United States invaded Afghanistan, let's boycott the 1980 Olympics. What's that? The Russians, those invaders. Went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went off to Iraq to get a big old side. Went off to Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. Went off to, the perpetual fucking, nuclear's the answer. Nuclear's nothing but a cash cow pig. Fucking, Einstein said when he talked me into writing the letter, the worst mistake I remember writing that letter to FDR, they turned on the fucking nuclear pork faucet and they never shut it off. Fuck, they all know that and they'll do anything for money in this fucking country. Anything. Anything. They're sick. The country's sick with greed. You know, it's biblical. Fucking a third of the ocean, 95% of the ocean collapsed right at your feet. Fucking I proved it to you and it's still not enough. Empirical evidence means nothing to these sheep. Nothing. They're living. Let's play pretend today, kids. Let's play pretend. That's all. They're fucking like little children. Well, what an insult to a child. The American fucking sheep. It's pathetic. Go on the res and watch them play basketball. Go. I fucking... Especially in the Rocky Mountains here. Oh my God, you ain't seen fucking quality basketball. They're so fucking good. High school players, oh boy. You know, go to Montana, watch some of those. You know, what happens to them? How come they never play college? They won't let them in. You know, they don't want any part of them. I like how you're talking racism, Black Lives Matters. I'll show you racism. You don't fucking know racism. We won't talk about that. Bounty House right here in fucking Ogden, Utah. $25 for a child's ear. You know, Fremont High School right here. James Fremont was such a mass murderer. Was everything named the high school after him that even the United States government stripped Kit Carson mass murder. Fuck, they were post-war 63 to 80 fucking killers. They were hired. Liam Hunsaker, Abe's supposedly fucking adopted native. Fuck. That's my lines. Was shot by Connors right there, Manaway, in the fucking head before he got there. Abe supposedly witnessed it. He wasn't his fucking adopted. They had native children. A lot of the Mormons embedded with them right here on this landscape. My family did. They were here since 1822. Health department tells us, oh, these fuckers poisoning this planet were here first. They were here. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. These guys were here first. My family's here first. I was reading through my grandma's journal right here where I lived. She says, when Little Soldier and the crew used to come right here, Little Soldier is the famous one who fought back, Spanish Fork, blah, blah, blah. He's buried in the West Weaver Cemetery right next to my dad. You know, Chief Cherokee, when they murdered him, they shot my... They were friends with him. You take our elder, we take yours. Right here, I was reading through her journal, the grease oak that used to be here, the big thing. I would hide behind him, and my dad was friends with him. And I mean, I've seen found stuff that was written by those people. And the only one that got along with them was Blanch. They worked in, a lot of the Mormons did. But yet we name everything after these killers, these mass murderers. The Gary House in San Diego was a fucking, it was an orphan. No, it wasn't. It was a bounty house, $25 for a child there, $50. Then they rose, fuck, the Spaniards taught them years ago that children are worth money. Don't kill them. Sell them into slavery. Fuck. Little Soldier, they killed one of his. The Spanish Fork, he fought back right into your own Mormon theology. It's unbelievable. It was the United States government that murdered, not the Mormons. The United States government murdered them. Fucking they hired them. They already been slaughtering in the Civil War. Come out here, come out here, fucking hired them. Ashley, who's been here 200-something years, he just ran an ad in the Missouri paper. They call it the Ashley 100. They got here in 1822. And that's where these Civil War deserters, for the most part, signed up. 100 of them. Kit Carson, fucking James Fremont, fucking Jedi Smith, fucking Jim Bridger, you know, who married Native women, who incorporated to a certain extent across the wide Missouri. Bernard DeVoto lived here. They don't even speak his name here in Ogden. People don't even know he's from here. They came out, were hired to murder them, to slaughter them. Pat, where's your smallpox? Let's get real. Bill Gates' grandfather is the totem pole guy. Look it up. Jeff Bezos' fucking grandfather, Geiss at Los Alamos. It's the same murdering clan. And you go along with it. I thought Fukushima, that's it. Who invented the Million Mass March? Me and John Anthony Ferris. He's part native. You know, he's part native. He and I did together. Us two. It's an unarguable fact that's Black Lives Matter. Unarguable fact. Unarguable fact they co-opted. Fucking billionaire basketball players. I'm a fucking billionaire socialist. I'm an indigenous slave right. It's just like the fuckers that inflated the Capitol. Why don't you go after the people that organized it? Oh, the McMahons. You know, the people that put it together. The fucking billionaires, they always go after the low-lying fruit. Just like in Ohio, the bribes, they go after the bribees, kill themselves. Fuck, but where about the bribers? The nuclear energy crime sector, the untouchables. I'll tell you a great story and I'll leave this. We'll continue this. He did not invent basketball. With a peach basket, they played for thousands of years. It's an unarguable fact. Basketball. They believed they would play for days, by the way, the young ones. They still do. For days. They love it. It's such a... The ballet, the symphony. By the way, get rid of that flopping rule. Flopping's part of basketball. Fucking Ash Shacky says NBA stands for nothing but actors. It's part of the symphony. It's part of the fucking beauty. You know, the art. They know that. But that's real. 1822. Zane Grey on Balco and his indentured slave fucking Japanese cook. Fuck him too. What they've romanced in fucking American literature and American culture is disgusting. Let's tell the fucking truth. Fukushima's ravishing this planet. Killing. Oh, should we dump the water? Russell Means, who I love Russell Means. His kid. Fuck, don't even get me. I met Russell Means a couple times. Linda, who was this airline stewardess, used to be one of the post-ignorance army, said he fell asleep on the plane one day as a stewardess. Just a fight. You come here with your books and your disease and your guns. And you're going to tell us, manifest destiny on chemo. You're going to tell us how to get to heaven. You're going to tell us how to get to heaven. Before you got here, there was no disease. There was no jails. There was no locks. There were no guns. Before you got here, this was heaven. Fukushima. This is a great story. Little Wolf calls me one day, Leo. She says, I got to hook you up with this woman. She's living in Idaho now. The Bannock, that's Bannock County. They all got bred in by the French for the most part here. Wasatch is French. Cache is French. Peter Skeen Ogden was one of the evilest killers of them all. And we name our city Ogden, who never set foot in Ogden. Blood Ogden. It's perfect, isn't it? He said he used to fucking chop up natives to show an example to the other ones. He used to like to dismember their bodies. Fuck, you want to take down... Obama changes the fucking McKinley assassinated president by an act of Congress mountain. Then why don't we change all of it? Ogden? Fremont? All of California. How about Los Alamos? Spanish fucking mass murders who came in. When they would do the missions in California, they would fucking teach the natives to build their rocks. These are your Catholic fucking, the great big crosses, Father Escalante and that crew. They were